What if I told you there's a food that costs less than $1 per serving, packs 18 grams of protein, nearly half your daily fiber, and actively helps stabilize your blood sugar and protect your muscle mass, all at the same time? You'd probably assume it's some expensive superfood from a health store. It's not. It's lentils, the most underrated food on the planet. And after 40, it might be exactly what your body is desperate for. In this video, I'm going to show you the science behind why lentils are so powerful for people over 40, what they do for your muscles, your metabolism, and your blood sugar, and how to actually eat them in a way that fits your life. Let's get into it. Section 1. Why after 40 changes everything. Here's the reality nobody wants to hear. Starting in your 40s, your body begins losing muscle at a rate of 1% per year. By your 50s, that accelerates. By 60, many people have quietly lost 15 to 20% of their muscle, not because they stopped trying, but because they didn't know what was happening. This is called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, and it slows your metabolism, weakens your bones, and makes everyday life harder than it needs to be. At the same time, something else is shifting. Insulin sensitivity drops. After 40, your cells become less efficient at responding to insulin, which means blood sugar spikes more easily, even from foods that never used to affect you. Over time, this increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, weight gain, inflammation, and energy crashes. Now here's the good news. Both of these problems respond to the same solution, and lentils hit both targets simultaneously, which is why they deserve your full attention. Section 2. Lentils and muscle, the protein case. Let's talk protein first. 1 cup of cooked lentils delivers approximately 18 grams of protein. For a plant-based food, that's exceptional. To put it in perspective, 1 large egg gives you 6 grams. 1 cup of milk gives you 8 grams. 1 cup of lentils give you 18 grams. Now, lentils are not a complete protein on their own. They're lower in the amino acid methionine. But here's the fix. Pair them with any grain, rice, bread, quinoa, even a tortilla, and you create a complete amino acid profile that your muscles can actually use. And there's another angle worth knowing. Lentils are rich in leucine compared to most plant proteins. Leucine is the key amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis, essentially the signal your body needs to build and repair muscle tissue. After 40, when anabolic resistance makes your muscles harder to stimulate, having a leucine-rich plant protein source matters more than ever. So for anyone eating plant-based, or anyone simply trying to add more affordable protein to their diet, lentils are not a compromise. They're a strategy. Section 3. Lentils and blood sugar, the fiber mechanism. Now let's talk about what makes lentils genuinely unique. And it's not just the protein. 1 cup of cooked lentils contains roughly 15 to 16 grams of fiber, about half of the recommended daily intake for most adults. That fiber does something remarkable in your digestive system. It forms a gel-like substance in your gut that slows the absorption of carbohydrates. This means glucose enters your bloodstream gradually, not in a spike, which keeps insulin levels stable, energy consistent, and hunger controlled for longer. In research terms, lentils have one of the lowest glycemic index scores of any carbohydrate-containing food, typically between 21 and 30 on a scale where pure sugar sits at 100. A study published in the Archives of Internal Medicine found that people who regularly consumed legumes, including lentils, had significantly better blood sugar control and lower HbA1c levels compared to those who didn't. For anyone over 40 watching their blood sugar, whether you're pre-diabetic, managing type 2 diabetes, or simply trying to avoid afternoon energy crashes, lentils are one of the most powerful dietary tools available to you. And unlike medication, there are no side effects, just better numbers. Section 4. The weight and metabolism bonus. Here's a bonus most people don't expect. Because lentils combine high protein and high fiber, they are incredibly filling, far more than most foods at their calorie level. 1 cup of cooked lentils has around 230 calories. For that calorie cost, you get protein, fiber, and a feeling of fullness that lasts for hours. Compare that to 230 calories of processed snacks, and there's no competition. This matters enormously after 40 because 1. Muscle preservation during calorie restriction. When you're trying to lose fat, high protein from lentils helps ensure you lose fat, not muscle. 2. Thermic effect. Like all protein, your body burns more calories digesting lentils than it does digesting fat or refined carbs. This gives your metabolism a subtle but real boost. 3. Gut health. The prebiotic fiber in lentils feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which is increasingly linked to better metabolic function, reduced inflammation, and even improved mood, all of which become more important in your 40s and 50s. This is not one benefit. It's a cascade of benefits from a single humble food. Section 5. How much to eat and how to add them to your diet. So how much should you actually eat? For most people over 40, aiming for half to 1 cup of cooked lentils 3 to 5 times per week is a practical and impactful target. That gives you a meaningful boost to your weekly protein and fiber intake, without overhauling your entire diet. Now, lentils are also one of the easiest legumes to cook. Unlike other beans, they don't need to be soaked overnight. Just rinse them, add water or broth at a 1-to-2 ratio, and they're ready in 20 to 25 minutes. Here are some practical ways to include them globally. South Asian style: dal with turmeric, cumin, garlic, and ginger over rice. A complete protein meal. Latin style: lentil tacos or burritos with salsa and avocado. Meal prep style: make a large batch on Sunday, add to salads, wraps, soups, or eat as a side all week. Soup style: lentil soup with vegetables and a crusty bread slice is a deeply satisfying, nutrient-dense meal anywhere in the world. One pro tip: add an acid at the end, lemon juice, or vinegar. It brightens the flavor dramatically and makes lentils taste restaurant quality at home. Section 6. Common myths and concerns. Let me quickly address the 2 things people always bring up. Lentils cause bloating. Yes. For some people, especially if you're not used to eating much fiber, the fix is simple. Start with smaller portions and increase gradually over 2 to 3 weeks. Your gut adapts. The bloating fades. The benefits stay. Plant protein isn't as good as animal protein. It's true that lentils alone aren't a complete protein. But as we covered, pair them with grains, and you solve that completely. Dal and rice, lentil soup with bread. These are combinations cultures around the world have eaten for thousands of years. Not by accident, but because it works. After 40, you don't need to spend a fortune on supplements or complicated diet plans. Sometimes the most powerful tools are the oldest ones, sitting in your pantry for less than $1 a servings. Lentils protect your muscle. They stabilize your blood sugar. They feed your gut. They keep you full. And they do it all at a price point that works for every corner of the world. That's not a compromise. That's a superpower. If this video gave you something useful, please hit like. It helps this reach people who genuinely need it. Subscribe for more science-backed nutrition content for people who want to age well and feel strong doing it. And tell me in the comments, have you ever eaten lentils regularly? What's your favorite way to cook them? I'd love to know. See you in the next one.